very good morning to you all. Daddy Chris here from the SRTV desk in London. And this is Rise and Shine for the Nigerian people. Yes, we wish you a very, very, very happy Workers' Day. Today is, yes, International Workers' Day. What does it mean? That's what we're going to try and look at today. We're going to look at what Workers' Day means for the average Nigerian. Dakukuru sang a song. He said, one day I don't like, it's a Monday. Because he doesn't like Monday, because Monday is the day that slavery actually began. You know what that means? It's the day you actually get up, you have to go and do something. Whether you like it or not, you have to go to work. And that's it. So that's why we always say to people, I'm going to talk of Workers' Day in two contexts today, one for the individual and for the nation. For the ordinary individual, I know myself. I couldn't work, not because I don't want to work, but because I want to be free. I want to fly always like a bird. It doesn't make it right. There are people like those people, they suffer a lot. Trust me. So in any case, we are all working. Whether you're working for somebody, you are working for yourself, you are a worker. So let's get it clear. So we are all working. Just when they say Workers' Day, they're not talking to those who are going to earn salary alone. Anybody that work is a worker. That's the one. Worker. Not only people that goes to office or a particular way. So you that is cooking at the roadside, you are all workers. And you are all, the important things, you are contributing to the Nigerian economy. So I want to take a look at that today and maybe use part of the show to also look at the welfare of the Nigerian workers. And you guys know my position on the issue of the minimum wages. I come on the show the other time and I said, I believe Nigerian problem can be solved with one thing and one thing only: minimum wage. And people didn't understand me. And I pray that a time will come when policymakers will begin to look into what I just addressed on that show. That if you introduce a decent minimum wage, it will eliminate slavery, it will boost the Nigerian economy. I don't know. And it will help the issue of insecurity and stabilize our currency. I'm going to say this again and again as we go on the show. But as usual, I have my team. They are ready. I can see them. They are all very excited. In fact, they better not change his position today. But let's see beautiful Mary from Abuja. Mary, morning.
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
Well
done. Happy Workers' Day.
In fact, I have to say Happy Workers' Day to you too. You're looking amazing. Is it because of Workers' Day? Mary, you are getting, is it only me? This girl is getting more and more beautiful. Anyway, let me not look at that one. This time, as people are watching. Anyway, that is Happy Workers' Day to you, young woman. Grow and shine. God is on your side. Anyway, let's take a look at the rest. Summer is we see Color TV today. How long is with us?
Yes.
Yeah, money.
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
Yeah, money. Happy Workers' Day.
Well, is it really a happy Workers' Day? Are the workers really happy?
Yes, they should be happy. You know, the Nigerian, I think, as we look at the issue today, I think we're going to look at the two sides of the story. The essence of workers is to do the work. So if you're not working, you don't get paid. Bible said it. But if you're working, then the government should ensure a decent wages. That's on the government side. So we really need to look at that today. And as today being a Workers' Day, it is good to look at that issue carefully and see how we can actually come up with something that will become maybe like a blueprint for policymakers, because it's a very important topic. We all work, or we all try to work in one way or the other. The question is, who is a worker? So we need to define a worker, and when we understand the importance of that worker, and when it comes to the minimum wage in Nigeria, which is laughable, one begin to wonder how this can be done, and so that we because only, like I said, only minimum wage can address issues. I cried on this show the other day, and people were upset when I said that I've been in the UK for years. In the UK for years, and I've been going around Europe. I never see somebody doing the job of a gate man. I've not seen it. Your job, a gate man. What's your job, a gate man? Are you out of your mind? You understand? Because a human being cannot be employed for opening gates. One, the job is too little for a human being, and two, he must be paid well. So two issues there. You cannot be employed as a gate man because to just open gate is not a job. And now Nigerians, the rich ones, are exploiting it, taking you as a slave.
Because they can pay them. Yes, so the reason you don't have them there is maybe because definitely they know that they are going to pay them high, and people would not want to go into
exactly,
that.
Mary.
Yeah, like domestic staffs. You know you can pay them. You won't feed them. At the end of the day,
Mary, I will not have issues. Mary, I will not have issues now if they are if gate men in Nigeria are paid 2 million naira. That would be good.
All of us.
As long as
Daddy Chris, I will be a gate man. Be that. All of us will be gate men. I would be a gate man.
But it's going to be
I would be a gate man.
You see, the truth is, we're talking as if it's not possible to be done. Let me say this: it is possible.
Not in Nigeria. Not in Nigeria.
No, the average Nigerian workers can earn 2 million a month. They can. You see, it's a matter of strategy. Oh, where's the money? The money is there. The truth is, because that's why we are not productive.
That would be gate man to the president, not a common man.
Even gate man to the president.
Are you saying that? Are you saying, wait, in fact, somebody should not be able to open the gate for the president. I think he has enough to do. He has a lot of job. He has a lot of aid. Like I said,
you should be optimized.
People should be employed. Anybody call a worker should be contributing something meaningful, and in return, he must be well paid. That is my message today. Your job must be meaningful. If the job of a gate man is not meaningful, do not do it. You can be a driver, yes, and the driver should be offering services to many. But if you think you can afford the service of a driver yourself, pay him 2 million naira. Oh, Nigeria! If I become the president of Nigeria, it's going to be disaster because you will not take one Nigeria. I will tell you, number one, the days of slavery is over. We're going to now use Nigerian resources equally. No, I'm not saying you can be rich, but if you're going to be rich, as long as you employ a Nigerian who is now my son or daughter, you will pay him that amount of money. If you cannot pay him, leave him alone. Let me see how you're going to do your business. Because what will happen is the business need the people. And I will say to them, if you go and work in the UK, this is the other side of it. Let me tell you guys here. If I go to work in the UK, in fact, there's no pause. Only when they say pause, that's when you drop your things. You will work from that 9 o'clock to the 5 p.m. They count it per hour, Mary. Per hour. So the hour you will put it in. No joke. Because sometimes in Nigeria too, the system has so made the workers so lousy that you see somebody, they go to the local government to break melon. That's what they do. The women are breaking melon. So when they go home, they're going to cook. So going to work is a place where you break melon.
And when we refer to workers, Nigerian workers, as the backbone of the country, we are not referring to those ones you're talking about. Because most of us people don't even go to work every day. We're talking about people that are really working, that labor for it.
So Mary, so there are two sides of it. So somehow the work is not being done in some of the sectors. And you cannot be paid for work not done. That's why you have the cause of the poverty. So let us be clear. So we need to restructure the system that in such a way that you employ somebody be meaningful. And that person will do the job. And it will be well paid. That is the thing. And in that case, Mary, tell me you cannot pay somebody. Somebody that will build their house. You see the mansion they have in your village. Go to my village, you see them. They call them village home, my country home. If you go there, it's a village. And they employ somebody at the gate, and somebody is doing the gardening, somebody is cooking. You know, they have loads of slaves. You know, when I look at it, I just call these people are nobody but slaves. Serving one man. What is different from the days of slave trade? Tell me. How much do you pay them? You see, so this is the problem. The Nigerian workers.
Chris, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. Unfortunately, yes. Basically, you're speaking from a very realistic perspective, in relation to international best practices and standards.
Okay. We are with you.
Playing there's still slavery in Nigeria to today. The workplace slavery is more institutionalized. You made a point right now that you expect that if you know you cannot pay him, don't employ him. It is the same people that any amount you pay, I beg, I will take 50,000, I will take 100,000, because they have pauperized the people. They have created a mindset of you needing this money bags. You can see a lot of, even in our public service,
will not allow you.
They are still casuals in the public service.
You see what I'm
saying?
Say,
we're waiting for when they will formalize their papers. Somebody will be a casual for close to 15 years and is a graduate. We don't look. The truth is, we are faced with the kind of democracy we practice.
Yes,
government are like that. Is what cheap labor. The government here, they love cheap labor, and because of the kind of democracy we practice, we have the most expensive democracy in the world. People are no more. Even the government doesn't care much about employing young graduates that are emanating out of the so many institutions that they have created for the people. But then the politicians live a kind of capitalist kind of lifestyle. And if somebody that is an SA, for example, a special assistant, not a special advisor, special assistant, which is the minimum political qualification, before the minimum wage, they were earning 250,000, and the graduate was earning about 60,000. Now, post minimum wage implementation, they're earning about 450 to 500,000. And most of those so-called essays, the benchmark for making them special assistants is not your qualification per se. It's your ability to manipulate during election, your ability to fight or to carry ballot box on their behalf. They don't care about your content or your capacity or your social integration or your social status. All they care about, what did you do for the party during the election? Were you able to brutalize? Were you able to fight for the party? That qualifies you for a political appointment. That is why a lot of youths are more inclined towards following the political appointment trajectory to get to the highest level of their career. You see some say, if I be councillor in the next 10 years, after councillorship, I go try go for chairmanship. If I don't get chairmanship, they will make me a special advisor, or they will give me one position and all of that. So there's a direct influence of the elite. Now, the influence is such that they give us a caveat, they give a wrong illusion of what governance is all about. The practicability of governance is not applicable to Nigeria, because we look at the Nigerian worker, the government does not recognize the Nigerian worker. They look at the Nigerian worker more as slaves. You see, the last Christmas, I don't want to mention names of states. Some states, during the Christmas, they will give honorarium. Even you saw it when the Senate president said something has been sent to your account. They will give honorarium to the commissioners. They will give honorarium to the permanent secretaries. But then the workers per se, who are the engine room of the public service, they are not. What stops the government from saying, okay, because of the economic crunch, we are paying, not minding your level in the service, we are paying 100,000 as Christmas bonus to the Nigerian worker. But they don't do that, or to your state government. And look at the amounts coming to the states. We're not even talking about security votes and all that. They are unconcerned about the worker. The worker is perpetually enslaved. And that is why corruption is institutionalized. For your files to move, you must tip. For for you to access your check, you must tip. Everything in the public service about tipping. And it's something that has been so enshrined and it has become illegally constitutional. Look at the illegally constitutional. That for everything you want
That's
to
a good
look
one.
at pensioners. My dad worked in Shell. Yes.
I agree.
My dad worked in Shell. And you know, immediately he passed on. In Shell, Chevron, those big conglomerates, as you are retiring, in 1 month, they are paying you everything. Your retirement benefits, your pension, so that you can start another life. But in the public service, there are people that have retired and they've died and left their pension 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. They are still pursuing their pension. Even the so-called pension funds, they won't give you your bulk money. They will pay you stipends. Even with medically, when you have medical issues, I was privileged to go to the Federal Medical Center at Sabah Urology Department for an evaluation, and I met a retiree. Incidentally, he was a senior director in the federal service. He was sitting amidst some other directors, and he was lamenting that I have served this country. I'm supposed to get my money paid to me. How can I be worrying my children and my in-laws to support? I think he had prostate cancer. How can I be supporting them, begging them continuously to manage my treatment? That if the government had paid me my money, I won't put them on that. He was weeping. If somebody about 70-something years, that is when the politicians are leaving office, when they give the disengagement, whatever, they pay them everything accruable to them. There's no official bureaucracy. Everything is paid to them to continue their life. And you come to think that who is truly a slave? The Nigerian worker is truly a slave. We're not celebrating the workforce. We're not celebrating anything concerning the Workers' Day. The Workers' Day is just a day for unions to leverage. The unions, the labor unions and its affiliates to leverage on the weighing the monies that are being paid by these unions to the center. They will say they have spent 10 million for the Workers' Day. It's to leverage, because every union leader has become politicized. The Nigerian workers' situation is not considered. What has the labor union done for the Nigerian worker with the prevailing economic situations that were found themselves in the last 2 years? Have they come out to stand up to say, look, the economic crunch, the insecurity, workers have been kidnapped in their coming to work, going home, kidnapped daily. Every day we see incidences of people kidnapped, and the government has done this. Like you referenced, everybody is a worker, whether you're in the private sector or the public sector. The transporter is a worker. The market woman is a worker. It depends on the context you want to look at it from. But every worker is relevant. What has the government done for the Nigerian worker? Nothing. But what has the government done for the political elite? Now, this is what they have done. They have created an oligarch, a situation that reflects only positivity for the elite. How can you tell me a National Assembly that has ex-governors, ex-National Assembly members, ex-whatever that have been in power, recycled along power, will still be buying themselves jeeps worth 160 million each? And the question they asked one of these senators, why are you buying this jeep? So that we can reach our constituencies, and because of the bad roads. You see the contradiction there, because of the bad roads. So you people know that we have bad roads. What have you done about this bad roads? Nothing. So, and these people left government with so many cars, ex-governors, you know how many cars they would have left. I expected the Nigerian worker to be holistic, to be approachable. The Nigerian leaders to be holistic, to be ethical, politically ethical, to have a benchmark of integrity, fidelity, confidentiality, and reliability. We don't rely on our leaders because they don't create that ambience, that template for us to show reliability towards their policies. And most of our policies die at formulation level. What has the labor union done? Nothing. Most of our labor leaders are more concerned about what they can get from the system and how they can get political patronage than fighting from the Nigerian worker. Come to the cenotaph in Asaba this morning. I'm just coming from there before I came here. The face of the Nigerian worker is fallen. Delta State, for example, let's come home. You are paying the Nigerian worker 70,000. You were so happy to say we started paying the 70,000. Change that 70,000 to dollars. How much is that? And besides all that, what is
in
the
UK? It's 30 pounds today. That is 30 pounds. It will take a meal. You can't eat with
that's 30 pounds.
It could not give you a decent meal.
So you can imagine all that.
You cannot eat one good meal in a restaurant.
You expect the Nigerian worker not to go to office to break a goosey. Most junior staffs come to office and they start selling things. They share things by the corner to sell. They'll make to have an added income, and that is what we are faced with. The country is such that there is a gulf between the led and the leaders, and that gulf is deliberately created to create a false impression of companionship. And how do they use it? They pauperize the people and make the people always needing their attention. And the attention is more needed leading on to election. And our mentality has caused a lot of problem. The mentality of the average Nigerian is grab what I can get now. If they are aggrieved today and you come out, want to share 10,000 so that you follow us to go and carry placard. Even most of them, when they rent this crowd to carry placard, they don't even know what they are carrying the placards for. They don't know what they are protesting for. But some people pay them to protest solidarity. Look at what happened. Sydney President and Natasha rented crowd. They asked the woman, "Why are you here?" He said they carried her to just come out. She didn't even know why she was supporting. There's a mockery of leadership. So we cannot move out of this stagnation unless there's a deliberate policy on the part of government to reduce governance. Let me tell you something that will shock you. Do you know the amount of political appointees in Delta State presently? I was in charge of biometrics at one time, and I realized that the political appointees were over 15,000 political appointees. I know it will be more now. What stops the government? You now create universities, polytechnics, monotechnics every day, and no jobs for these people. And what stops the government for creating jobs and employing these people normally? The average political appointee at that time, during the last regime, goes on with 250,000. And the graduates that is employed goes on with about 60,000 thereabout. Now, 250,000 will be able to pay 6 graduates, as the case may be, or 4 graduates. Yes, 6 graduates. If you employ them, you are creating a long-term labor market for that person, not a short. That's why there's desperation for power. There's for acquisition of power, and it will continue like that. I do not celebrate the workers there. I am weeping here that I am. If you go to Cenotaph, they have fallen faces. Most of them cannot feed. Look at housing. The government cannot provide housing. Let me give you housing before I round up. Now, look at housing. We're a public service state, for example. Now, the cost of a 3-bedroom flat in Asaba, a standard 3-bedroom flat. Okay, no, let me not go to a standard. An average 3-bedroom flat will go for between 700 to 1 million. Then the standard 3-bedroom flat will go for between 1.5 million to 2 million. And the average salary earner is already pauperized by overdependence on the cooperative societies for sustainability. Before you borrow from this cooperative, borrow from that cooperative to pay your children's school fees, to pay your house rent, the next year rent is already in front of you. And the government cannot come to say, okay, let's look at the satellite towns in Asaba. You have Isela Asaba, you have Ubolu, you have Ibuso. Let's build a small or medium scale housing, 5,000 units, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedroom, 5,000 units for the public servants, and it will create a competitive ambience that will reduce the manipulation, the monopoly of capitalist landlords in Asaba. Most of the housing investors come from across the Niger. They know, and the agents are not making matters easier. But when we interfaced with the government the other time, they didn't give us a good response. The last housing estate we had is very meager. I mean, less than 100 housing units. Junior staff quarter was built during the Boris tenure, and if you go there now, they've sold it to individuals, and even the civil servants cannot. But for the cooperative, civil servants would have been working corpses. So government has failed in governance. Government has failed in responsibility. Government has failed in capacity. The average Nigerian worker majority of them are casuals, and spending 10, 15 years as a casual, earning less than casuals. Let me tell you, casuals do not earn the minimum wage. That's what you should understand. Casuals earn about 30,000 a month. So how do you expect my commitment to come? Commitment is as a result of motivation. When you are motivated, you will show commitment. You understand? So there's so much to talk about that, Chris. You are very comfortable there, 30 pounds. I wish I could come at the opening gate for you for 2 million, and I'll be very happy. That's the nature of our job.
No, that would not be welcome here. Anyway, that's a very, and I can understand where engineer is coming from. If you're just joining us, we are talking about Workers' Day. It's Happy Workers' Day to all of you out there. I don't know whether it is the same situation with you, but right here in the studio, it's not looking good at all. Engineer has really talked us through. I lamented at the beginning when I take a holistic how it is, but engineer is looking at the politicians because it is sad that an average senator, it's not me. Well, I know they're going to say that, please, where do you get that figure? You remember I made it on this show one time, the Nigerian, one of the Nigerian dailies, I think it's a Daily Trust, confirmed that, that the average Nigerian senator gets home with 2 billion naira. You understand? And if that is the case, and this is a country where people cannot be paid a decent wage of 1 million naira, it doesn't add up.
Daddy Chris, sorry, you said gets home the average Nigerian politician.
Yes,
how much did you say the average Nigerian?
Daily Trust. 2 billion.
Trust, the senators.
How much did they take home?
2 billion.
According to how much?
2 billion naira.
No, you can. You've not added 2 million.
No, 2 billion. They don't earn 2 billion.
Billion. Yes. Now we're in
yes, because another one of the senators came out.
1 million. A million is nothing compared to.
They don't talk about million in the Senate. They don't talk about million.
They do with billions. So
you know, one of the senators came the other time.
Constituency fund.
Yes, a senator was confronted the other time and said, "Okay, how much is your take home?" He said it's only 14 million, and they was asking him, "So don't you think 14 million is big when the other people are not?" Listen, it's laughable. But let's look at this issue. We need to address it carefully today, and I want us to be thorough.
That is not the same politician that is coming to say that why would they agree to pay 70,000 minimum wage because his driver, right? He can't afford to pay that to his driver. And this person have like 4 cars, yes. But you can't pay your driver.
You see, Mary, that's the point. Mary, you know what? This is the problem. When you have decent minimum wage, people don't need more than 1 car. Let me explain this. You see, Nigeria, this is what I'm trying to say. If government is clever, the thing will work. Now, the reason they are buying 20 cars, you see that one called Dino Malaya, that fool. He come and showcase his array of cars always on television. Let him drive it himself. Because if you employ 1 driver, you pay him 2 million. You employ 2 drivers, 3 million. So if you have a driver to take your children to school, 2 million. Other one, this 2 million. You will be wondering how many cars do I need? Today, Nigerian politicians, some of them no more that are no more in office. They can no more maintain their cars. So they no more maintain drivers. You don't expect those people not to keep more workers. We are talking of Workers' Day. It's the government's responsibility to say, no, you can't do this. And that's what is happening in the UK. You cannot do it, not because you don't want to. You cannot employ the man. If I employ somebody in the UK and it's getting less than 12 pounds, it's 11 something pounds per hour now, I'll go to prison. They'll close me down the same day. They'll close that company down. UK government will say, okay, don't worry. You don't need to employ him. We'll feed him. Go and look for another way. Go and look for a slave for your business. But this is the thing. In return, the workers must put in the time, not granite, not breaking of melon. So this is it. So it is the government responsibility. You know how sad I am. When I walk into the home of politicians, they know me. I'm talking now. Even ordinary businessmen. I'm not talking of only politicians. It's everybody, every one of us now. You employ people who are now cleaning your house. Some of them, you just carry them from home. He said, "I'm my house girl." Yeah. He stays with you as a house girl.
Domestic stuff.
His life is a house girl. He cooks for you. That is slave trade. What's the difference between that one and slavery? Explain to me. Maybe I'm too stupid to understand. If it's your family staying with you, that's a different thing. We can understand that. But you employ the person to cook, to do your house chores. What do your hand? I don't know. You go watch your children.
Just like what Meshach said. These people are looking for this job themselves. Things are difficult.
No, Mary, that's why the government will not allow it. Government will say no. No,
government will only stop what they can take care of. The government are they paying you even the normal minimum wage? They will not stop you from doing what you can do. Government are only taking care of the people. People at heart. So I expect the government to come in.
Okay, you are speaking from a very point.
Let's go.
Yes, Daddy Chris is speaking from an ambience. of tranquility. Now you are in London and in the UK. That decrease.
Engineer, let me quote
in
you.
the UK,
engineer,
your social.
Wait, engineer. Engineer, let me follow you. Let me follow you, engineer. There's something you said that if the government,
okay,
you use one word.
Yes.
Wait, if the government is clever,
Yes.
they will be building housing for sale. That is a job.
Yes.
The question is, you see where the whole problem of productivity comes. So now, if the government is building housing, we have money to build house. The money these fools are used. I'm going to use. I don't call them fool again. But let me solve now. Let's call our governor. The money Oboriwori is spending, wasting on all these things. If he can say every month we'll be building 20 houses. Commission. We don't have. My people here, don't we have enough land in Delta State where we can build houses? I think we do.
And
all right.
Let
me finish. So if we have enough land, so we can take land and begin to build. We have people who will build the land. These workers that are not slaves, they can come and build the houses. Once they build a house, let me ask a question. Is there a market for housing in Asaba? That if you build a house, people will buy? I want to know. Because if government build a house today, if government want to sell, they will sell all the houses. Because the reason I know is private people are building houses and they are selling. They're not even building. They just go and mark a place and they say, come and buy. And people are buying. I mean, those people they call so-called estate agent today, maybe. They don't build houses, so they only mark a place and they begin to sell the places.
Yes.
But the government of Delta State could have, I'm not talking now, could have been building those places and be selling them, even to those of us in diaspora and those at home. If you do that, meaning there will be enough job, meaning the government will be earning money. That money is what you use to pay the people. So this is what we're saying. The government refused to be productive. They tell me, the government only creates an enabling environment for business. You are mad. Now, if government, let me put it this way. If government set up a tomatoes farm,
okay.
If government set up a tomatoes farm, for instance, in Asaba, these people who are now breaking melon, you go and work there and get paid 2 million. Tomatoes will be exported. A lot of money will come. And would these people not be paid? So the problem boils down to one thing, the productivity of the Nigerian government. You see, it boils down to only one thing. The government cannot pay. The truth is they cannot pay now. You know why? Because they don't earn the money. That's why I said the first solution comes to, because maybe if you tell the government to pay, they're going to ask you, where is the money going to come from? The question is, why are they not making money? Don't we have enough to make money?
You say they are not making money. Are they not making money?
Yes, no, the money. The truth is, the money they are making is a little more coming from Abuja. It's not enough.
You just talked about a senator going with 2 billion naira. You said they are not making money.
Yes, that's one side, but that is still not
enough.
Not
making money. You tell me that they're using the money for themselves.
Everybody just that they've created more avenues to get that money. So it's just one source.
One person, if not that they refuse to give it back to you, wants to reclaim it. So if Emefiele has succeeded in getting that 753 duplexes here in Abuja, I believe they are going to be selling it to individuals. Do you know how much it's going to make?
750 duplexes.
53 duplexes. So tell me, is it one? What kind of estate is that one? Here in Abuja. So,
but but let's give Emefiele credit. Let's give Emefiele credit. This is what I like. Because Emefiele is not going to die with those houses. This is what I want to see. Can I say this now?
They are making money. I don't like when I heard they are not making money. No, they are making money.
Mary, but let's give Emefiele credit. You know what he has done? He has put the money into something. And that thing is not the only one that will enjoy it. What we're saying now is if all the money these thieves have been taking, if they invest it, because we're talking about the government now, all of you that have money in Nigeria, if you invest it on productivity that will bring back more money, then we will not be where we are. If private people begin, maybe if you earn more money, you will give more money. There's no other way out. The truth is, you cannot give what you don't have. How much is the Nigerian government, as a Delta State, how much are they earning? 40 billion. It's not enough to pay the money I'm talking about. Because an average Delta man to go home with 1.5 million naira a month. This money is not going to come from this little oil money. But if the Delta State government alone, if I'm your governor, I will make a minimum of 1 trillion, or if not 2 trillion a month. It is possible. is the only time you can pay these people. When I'm talking about paying them 1.7 million, it look like alien. But if we build houses and we're selling houses constantly, we have our tomatoes is bringing this in. We have an airline. The money coming from you know what the truth? The money coming from oil now should be used to do this, not to construct roads. The money Obodi want to collect this month, rather than celebrating, cross-carpeting, it should be put on agriculture. Big farm, that agriculture is going to make money, and we're going to sell it. And you know what? The proceed is what the workers, they are the one doing the work. You don't need to wait for months for the next money to come from Abuja before you can pay people. Who does that?
That is where the difference is right now. We are faced with a situation. Now you made a very good point there. Now the federal allocation coming from Abuja is like salary to a worker. It's like the federal government pays the state. And for you as a human and as a worker to survive, besides having a job, you should have other investments. So we're talking of investments, state investments here. And when you lack investment, there's no way you're dependent, because your family will grow, your expenditure you grow, but your revenue still remains stagnated. You have to do everything possible to improve your revenue as a state. But we are refusing to improve our revenue because we are depending so much on the center. Look at this state. Cocoa House was built with cocoa. So many other infrastructures in Lagos, Ibadan, in we had deposits of and the government of a good twice.
The network is frustrating.
We came into the what the transit was built in the second most extended line.
The network is not helping from
Sapless, timber, and plywood companies. Those were built during. So if there are no investments, no way you can grow an economy. Over dependence and over reliance on the center for allocation that is already misappropriated. Before, what are the local government? We're talking alone about this. What are the local government doing with their allocation? Nothing.
Thank you.
What they do is they're sharing. Now
you're talking. Now you are talking.
And wealthy people. Yes. What they do is just to share. And we're talking about local government.
Unfortunately, the network is not helping matters. So
let me tell you something that will break your heart.
The network will die down. I want you guys to calm down. The network will calm down, and it will build. The people are sitting in the studio with me. Don't go away. We're talking of the minimum wages in Nigeria, and I think we're making sense now. Now we're coming back to one thing I said, and I want all of us to see that today as a family and talk as a family.
Straight to him.
Yes, engineer. Let's set your sound first. Let us set the sound. So we can't get good picture from Asaba. We cannot get good sound. It get to stop, Asaba. It get to stop. Anyway, Mary is still having issue with this. So you guys will sort yourself and come back to the studio. I'm waiting for you guys. Get yourself together and I'll bring them back. People, we're talking about one important thing, and it's very important. The Nigerian government is not paying well. Number one, write it down. And I wish I get my people down. I want my people, my guests, my people to be with me, and I want to analyze it one by one. And I want us to talk intelligently today. Yes, engineer, everybody should wait and watch this. Mary is off the scene. I want us to be watching the sound. Sometimes it's not going, and I'm struggling. So in that case, it's better to cut a little bit and bring it back. I want us to do one thing, and it's something, if it's in the classroom, we'll be writing down. Nigerian government is not paying well, both the federal, the state, and the local government. Let us write them down. The individuals are not paying well, both the private sector and the ordinary man, and even the man that is employing himself is not earning enough. So, and you ask yourself, why? Nigeria, we said, don't forget, we have enough, we have abundance of natural resources. Today is Workers' Day. The strength of the Nigerian state is actually its people, the workers. It is not adding up. So the question today, and I want us to be very brief, and when we're making this submission, the question today is, why are we still here? If it is true that we have abundance of natural resources, and we have abundance of human resources. Now, the people are not well paid on a workers' day in the history of this discussion. The Nigerian workers still earn 70,000 naira, which is an equivalent of 30 pounds today in United Kingdom. Let it be on record. It's 30 pounds. 30 pounds can't even take me. I'm in Goddard's grade. If I enter any of those restaurants, I will spend minimum of 80 pounds. Sometimes 60 if I'm being careful. So it's not enough for a man to live to have a meal in England. It doesn't add up. Now, the question I ask is, why is this? The truth is two things I see here, and I want us to be very clear. You are asking me to pay money. Am I making enough money? Do I have the money to pay? The question is, does the government of Nigeria have enough money? The truth is they don't have. Yes, the small money is coming from oil, and they share it among themselves. So it's not enough, and by the time they share among themselves, there's nothing left. Now everywhere is war. Perpetual slave trade, which the white people taught us. They came to us, they took us as slaves. They came back to colonize us, we were slaves. They left, now they see element of slavery from that side. That is from the white man. But they've left. Now it's left for us now, Africans. We've copied the same culture to enslave ourselves. And that is where it is really sad in the history of our time as an old man, and I'm in pain. Today is Workers' Day. Now, this is the solution. I am saying that if the government cannot begin to get out of this mental slavery situation and say, okay, Oboriwori, like you are no first. In this month, the best time to start anything is now. In this month, any money that is coming from Abuja, let's tie our rope. Let's tie our belt. We're going to invest. Let's start small. If we invest in what can quickly bring us back money so that we will not die, we start with agriculture. All right? And we put only say we are getting about 40 billion. There will be no sharing, I'm talking of the one coming to us, so let's leave Gogo government because I'm coming to you guys. We put part of this money, we share it into different sectors. Every local, you see, Mary, I'm confused. Every bloody ministry, quote me again, every ministry in Delta State will be making money. Agriculture come, you have 10 billion. This 10 billion will go, not somebody, you will go and invest in agriculture. Employ people. The Ministry of Agriculture will employ the highest number of human beings in the state. You know what we're going to do? We're going to farm. Tell me the areas we want to farm. Today, not tomorrow, now. And everybody go to that work. Workers, you will be paid 500,000 as your salary will grow because this is now a new beginning. Everybody will dance with Oboriwori. He doesn't need to even cross carpet to win the next election. He doesn't. And I'll say, okay, now I'm going to put only 5 billion in housing. You know why? I can see that housing is doing well. We're going to build a house and we're going to sell to ourselves and we'll sell to others. You build houses with 5 billion, meaning you are employing people. You have the sand, you have the cement, you have the people. And they begin to build houses and you sell. How can you not be making money? And now people abroad want to come home. Even foreigners will come, they will stay. If you buy only 3 aircraft and you say that you give you a loan of 20 more aircraft, you will have Delta Airline. You employ Deltas. Again, they will be well paid and Delta Airline will be making us money. Where are we getting this wrong? Don't tell me that the government is the one eating all the money. They are fools. They're not making money. This is the point I'm making. These are a set of idiots not making money. There's no way Tinubu government can pay. Because you know why? He's not making money. Other than the oil they're coming to take away, does Tinubu make another money? In terms of productivity, international trade, when we were in secondary school, they say the amount of import and export. All we do is only import things we could have been making. And we're blaming workers, Nigerian workers. Let me say this. What is the use of your Ministry of Agriculture? The Federal Ministry of Agriculture. How much are they making? What are their jobs? Define it. In fact, the next thing I will have is define your role as a ministry. How can a government have a ministry that cannot make a penny? And the government, I came on the show the other day and I said, do you know how much Premiership is making? Ministry of Sport in England, do you know how much they make? I'm not talking of how much government give to them, how much they make for the government. Did I not say here we have a problem? The Ministry of Information and Culture, as at that time, do you know how much it will make for Nigeria? It would have been making the more money. Look at now. Nigerian government don't even know where the Burna Boy is performing. They don't know what happened to that money. They cannot even encourage them. Do you know that all the shows being promoted abroad, where the real 1 billion naira is coming from? Nigerian government have no clue. These are Nigerians. They are our asset. You can't just take them away. You see, government need to come in and say, okay, let us begin to even intelligently begin to promote their shows. Come to Mary, if I have money today and I take the O2 Arena and I bring the Nigerian musician, we are packing home with money. We are going home with billions, with money, and I'm not guessing. Or I take the stadium and I bring Nigerian musician, we're going to go home with enough money, and it's going to happen every month. People want to have fun. Nigerian boys can now sing. What is the government doing not making money? What is Tinubu doing? Tinubu is only waiting for oil. I'm telling you, my people, oil is not enough. Workers, until we explore this area, you know what? Our children come to play Premiership. All the footballers are coming to Premiership. Whereas, meaning we have the people to play the football. We can have our Premiership and be making money. What are we going to make money from Premiership? Our football will be played and we will sell the television rights. Can you imagine Mary today? This is my pain. And that's why we're having, it's part of Nigeria Week this year. I'm not calling for Nigerians. Nigerians will make movies, which is the biggest industry now. The movie we make, we'll go and give it to Netflix. Netflix will sell the movie to us. Who be Bumu? No one tell me. Those of you are good filmmakers. Go for yourself. You make film finish, you give it to Netflix. Netflix go cost seller for you again. You call the pay Netflix. You be a bar. How can we be doing that to us? And this is where the problem is. So the government has failed us, not only for stealing money alone. Sometimes when I talk to them, they think I'm angry because they steal money. I say, okay, MFL is my friend. Because MFL has done something well. He has made money and he has invested. He might be stupid. Where's the rest money? Now we made that they can carry here. Or a Nigerian politician will take the money and come and buy a house. In England, a place he will not stay before he will die. Mary, that is the biggest people we should punish first. Now those ones will go shoot first. If you be Nigerian president or Nigerian person and your child is studying abroad, you should be executed. If you take treatment abroad, we go poison you, kill you. Because that's when you actually rob us. If you invest the money in Nigeria, we are happy with you. So what is wrong if Oboriwori, for instance, will embark on something that will bring data state money? That is only when Oboriwori can pay well. So today's Workers' Day. Workers, that thing will not happen until the government start to make money. So let us start with there. When I hear Labour will talk today now, they will say we want to be paid a distant amount of money. From where? I ask the Labour people, where is the money going to come from? From only the oil money. You guys are jokers. It's not going to come from only oil money. It's not enough. Mary, do you know how much the UK government makes only from tax? How much they make from agriculture export?
Not even go to the area of tax. Because if I'm supporting them, they should not pay. What are they doing that warrants the payment of tax?
Exactly. And I can understand the Nigerian people. Mary, education. Middlesex University, the university where I did my master's in those days, they have two branches where they're looking for students in Nigeria. One is in Lagos, another of their office is in Abuja. What are they looking for? They're looking for Nigerian students because they want you to bring down your 16 million naira every year to them. They're looking for the same student that cannot afford school fees in Nigeria. We need to break that country down.
But how can some people be paying there? School we have in Nigeria, They always go on strike. I have to call in on strike. Is it that we don't have to?
I think we continue to go on strike if this thing is not addressed. If people can still come and pay 16 million, okay, let me say an average go to Middlesex University website now. The school fees is 60,000 pounds for foreign students. 60,000 pounds today is equal to 33 or it's now 38 million naira. School fees.
A session.
I'm not talking of the other money. Per student. That's why they are there. They have office. No, let me just say, so all of them. They have office in Asaba. They have office in Abuja. Looking for same Nigerian people you say don't have money. The government is dormant. I never seen Mumu government once. So I'm not even angry today.
No.
Today is not a day. I'm angry because of the money they steal. I'm angry because of the lack of productivity. The only reason I was supporting Peter Obi. The only time when Peter said we should move from sharing to production, people don't understand where the guy was coming from. People like us, we do. And when I say Peter was the right guy, not because I don't care where he come from. Have you listened to this man, Sanusi? Sanusi was somebody that can also come with this kind of message for the Nigerian people and young people. Please, it's not about where I come from. The next man could be president, Hausa, till that kingdom come. I don't care. If they have the right mentality to broke, because you will be happier and I will be happier. Let's talk about the country that is dying. With leaders coming from Delta State alone. We're going to die, oh.
We will not die. We will not die. Nigerians are some of the most. Yes, let me tell you why we will not die.
Fella said we are smiling and suffering. We are
suffering and smiling. And if you look at that, suffering and smiling was sung in 1982, and this is 2025. We are still suffering and smiling. That is a degenerative trajectory of leadership failure. That is what it explains. And you have spoken so well. You've given us an expose, but the practicability of all you have said in the Nigerian context becomes very difficult because of the allure of power and the high level of digital corruption. What we are seeing in Nigeria is not analog corruption, it's digital corruption. Let me give you a breakdown. Now, you're speaking about the states investing, and state investments are great. Now, let me start with taxation, because when you talked about tax, when Mary laughed, I knew why she was laughing, because I laughed here too. Now, taxation in Delta State, for example. Now, you talked about these ministries, if the ministries can try and be generative in terms of funds, try and have a revenue channel. It will be difficult because of bureaucracy. It will be, yes, it will be enough, but it will be difficult. The Ministry of Agriculture, what do they do?
It's a must. Absolutely must. M-U-S-T. It's a must.
Yes, it is a must. If we must leave, Obi said, that is what I was saying. The over-reliance on the federal allocation is a major problem. Let me come to taxation now. You have the Ministry of Transport, for example. Then you task forces that are full of miscreants who claim to be working under the Ministry of Transport. Now, when they hold somebody, for example, somebody that is flouting the traffic or beating a traffic light, at that position, they are supposed to remit or pay the money into an account so that it will get to government account. But there's money exchange hands there for not using seatbelt, for beating traffic light, 20,000 or 50,000, depending. They look at you. There's no price list for the offenses. So they look at you. They assess the car you are driving and give you a price that's
based on your car.
Car you are driving. You are a Yahoo boy. Your hair is plate. And based on the way you are dressed. But believe me, you're not going to live there. Now, if our IGR, do you know, if Delta State IGR is 100 naira, 80 naira in pockets, 80 naira going to private pocket, the different task forces, the different, all of them into private pockets. That is why in Delta, the school, coordination, people that can carry the tools, that fight the fight, that can take task forces, and this task and go. The posts are there in the airport, the immigration are there. Change what the Lagos State gets from IGR. Tinubu was able to survive without federal allocation for top and above during the Buhari, during the Obasanjo administration. Now, let's ministry. You talked of Ministry of Agric. Yes, and employing farms that help the food insecurity. But the government that the Ministry of
all right, the network has started.
Commerce
again. But we're going to put this in a little bit of context. No, the network in Asaba will continue to frustrate us, but we're gonna put it in context there. He was talking to something about taxation. The moment the system get better, I'll bring an engineer and Asaba back on the platform. But let me just put the statistics. And engineer, you're watching too, so you add this to your submission. In 2023-2024, the UK government raised 1.1 trillion pounds from tax. Now, ask how much Nigerian government earn from taxation. Maybe from education. I'm not talking of foreign education alone. If I put education, I can begin to do that. That is only reason why they can do what they do. That's why we are well paid, Mary. We are well paid because they earn money.
And they use it, right? They use it rightly.
Maybe they use it, yes. They use it.
It's going to be very difficult in Nigeria. That's the problem. That's the problem. Because, okay, let me say, if these particular people, they know that they have to collect this tax in this place every month or at a particular time, you know that these are the people. So what about we have like 5 different people collecting tax in one particular place? Say it's from this office, from this office, from this office. You get tired. They are not organized. That's the problem. And you don't even know what you're paying for. You don't even see the reason or the value of what you pay for.
Yes, and it is sad. I want to. You know why I'm trying to put some of these figures on the platform right now, so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from. So a government that does not earn money. Let me bring Asaba back. Asaba. Okay, they are always sleeping. Sorry, don't worry, Asaba. We're cool. We understand that. All right. Problem is, Asaba is this. Say, I said in addition to export. Let's get this. In addition to export, the total income of higher education providers in England, the what they earn, higher education providers, not the money, not the total, only higher education. What they earn is 44 billion.
Higher education.
Higher education. They earn it. So they are not saying that government should come and ASU is not going on strike here because it's not government paying them.
How do they earn it? How do they earn it?
School fees, sir.
How do they make it so that we'll know? Let them learn here.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why they have children in Nigeria. There are 2 offices in Nigeria looking for students. They make money. If you want to do good business in the UK, come and open a school. That decrease anyway is open one now. I'm just saying, maybe I can go from on and on. Only Premiership football. You know how much Premiership is making for them? A minimum of 8 billion every year. Every sector of the UK economy earns money. They're not waiting for oil. They don't have oil. They don't have oil and they don't need oil. Maybe you see the problem. If you ask Tinubu, how much are you making from education? He say, we are owing us. Because that's why we are
in debt. We are in debt.
See, maybe the question is, now this is the funniest thing. Can I show you the campus of Middlesex? I wish I had this in. I'll show you. I mean, it's beautiful, but you know what? It's not as big. It's not something to be compared to Unilag. Unilag is a village.
No, don't go there. If you want to talk about Nigerian schools, we have a lot of land. And that is why the minister came and was complaining that the kind of land consumption that only Uni Abuja, the kind of land they are consuming, and they're not even using it for anything. And they will not use it, they will not be productive with that land. They will not do anything with those free land.
Imagine Mary, if Middlesex have that kind of land, they will have a farm. You will have Middlesex farm. They will produce everything. Everything will be done. In one Nigerian university, they can actually produce their own water. They can produce. There's nothing they cannot export. They are brain. They are the think tank. Today, they don't have light. A university don't have light. You should close them down. Engineer, you people went to school. Is it difficult to generate electricity for Unilag? How much electricity for Unilag? Now they said they don't have light. You should close that university.
How can you complain of Unilag?
I don't know, something happened to that son in Asaba. We'll bring them back. I am shocked. I am confused. You know, Mary, it makes no sense. What is going on in Nigeria makes no sense. It makes no sense. Only Unilag or Uni Abuja, Mary, if they have that land in the UK, they will not wait for school fees alone. You want to organize seminars? They will be promoting shows. You know, sometimes we have some wasted halls in on this university. Halls that are wasted. And I asked one thing, Mary, the other day. Nollywood is a productive sector in Nigeria. At least we cannot take anything from them.
That's true.
You know, everything that the people in Nollywood have, what they don't have is in Unilag. What they have and what they don't have, I want to use the word. If you're looking for talent, they are in Unilag. If you're looking for the state of equipment, they are in Unilag. If you're looking for human beings, they are Unilag. If you're looking for space, they are Unilag. If you're looking for there's nothing you're looking for in Unilag that you will not have to make a movie. Why are they not productive? Why is Unilag? You're looking at me. Why are you not making movies? Check it. I'm angry today. Today we are in poverty when we're supposed to be very rich. It is sad, and the workers are crying. I'm talking to workers today. There's no way the government will pay you that money if they're not making it. Let's go to the drawing board. UK is making money so they can pay. If Oboriwori will make 20 trillion today, Oboriwori will pay you, I swear. It's not wicked. He doesn't have money. You know why? He's only waiting for small allocation. 40 billion is enough for a poor man. He's thinking it's a poor man mentality. A poor man will never see money before. If you give him 20 billion, he say don't get money. But he could have been making trillion. Nigerian government, you see, have you seen Nana? Let's see where I can bring us back. This is where I'm going to throw the blow. Have you seen them recently?
Yeah.
Any Nigerian president, they go and take only one ministry. You know where they go? Ministry of Petroleum. Have you seen them recently? That our president is now the Minister of Petroleum. Because
exactly.
That's all they would do. If money were coming from agriculture, they would have been Minister of Agriculture. If money were coming from sport, they would have picked on sport. So maybe this is a lesson now. They pick on being Ministry of Petroleum because that's where money is coming from. But more money can come from agriculture than petroleum, my people.
More money by far. And even sport.
They are making enough money from the oil. That's why they are not looking into other
exactly.
They are looting enough money. They are looting enough money from
the oil. It's not even about looting now. It's not about looting. The thing is, they are not even intelligent enough. No, we are talking here. Let us talk about the intelligence of the Nigerian president, of the Nigerian government. They are not. Have you seen your local government? Have you seen your local government? Their system is still working, Mary. Have you seen your local government? Local government, Mary. Have you seen a local government say they make money? The last time I saw a local government in Lagos launching an estate, I was dancing. In this place, I was dancing. Why? Because that's to tell you what local government can do.
So it means they can do a lot, depending on if you
imagine if all the local government in Nigeria do what that Lagos state government did. Well, and it's not a 1 year, you know. It's just a period of short time, maybe that guy build those places.
And
imagine if they are building
buying houses, buying lands for themselves.
Maybe, in fact, you see, some of them need to go to prison. In fact, prison is not even good. We'll be feeding them. Some of them should be killed. Firing squad. You see, these are serious issues because you are raping the future of children to unborn. It's unacceptable. So we better take your own life now. That's what I'm saying. Because it's too serious to be joking with. And today we're talking of Workers' Day. People are wondering, okay, you're asking yourself. No, people that don't understand in Nigeria, they say, oh, and that's why I said, before you go run for office, do you know what you're going to do there? Because 90% of these people you see out there now, they are fools. They are village fools. And I can say it for free. Most of you are village fools. The reason I know is, if you know what you are supposed to be doing, you don't need government money. Maybe how much is government money going to give to you? If I be president, I'll be making my own money. And if question, if nobody want to change in office, I said, is he looking for money? Changing party, is he looking for money? Is he looking for second? What are you going to do? What are you going to do with them? All you needed to do was to begin to turn the trajectory, to change the future. The future, in fact, the future will be Delta State. Oh God. Oh my God. You know, everybody will be imitating what you're doing. And I will do it without looking back. Oh. I don't have a friend. I say, it is Delta, and it is Delta. No, nah, Mary. You will see Gary made in Delta on the international stage. Nema, anything. In fact, we will begin to give you, if we don't, I have oil, and somebody's coming to set up refinery in my place. You are sick. I will have a refinery, Delta refinery. Forget federal government. Oh, this is my refinery. We will refine oil and we will sell. Is Dangote not selling oil in Delta in Nigeria? Dangote, Mary, a single person now set up a refinery and is making money. Delta State government cannot set up a refinery. No, they are not. They are useless. You see how useless they are. If Dangote can have a refinery, the Delta State that own the oil cannot have a refinery. No, explain that to me. I'm too stupid to understand. I hope that my sound is good now.
No, it can be explained. Can you hear us now?
We can hear you. It's just your picture is zero now.
Can you hear us?
You can manage it. Yes. Now explain to me one thing. Why Dangote? Explain to me. No, engineer, let's be calm. Dangote have a refinery. Dangote don't have oil. He only set up a refinery in Lagos. He's not selling. It's not making money. Delta State cannot make refinery. Or we don't have land. Maybe I don't understand. Tell me why we don't have a refinery in Delta State. The government said we cannot.
Very unfortunately, now you're looking at it from a realist perspective. You see, can you hear me?
We can hear you. The world can hear you, sir.
Dangote is an investor. Dangote is an investor, and of course, Delta State government refuses to be an investor. And Delta State government should have more money than Dangote. In terms of
we have more money, not should. We have more money than Dangote. We
can have the oil. You have the oil, it would have been easier.
We are not going to buy the crude oil. But let me reference something. I've been listening to you talk, and there's so much pain in my heart because leading up to the 2023 election, I was privileged to have an interview with the governorship aspirant on the YPP, Young People's Party, or so. His name is Ofehe.
I think it's Edijala you're talking about. Edijala, yeah. Must be one.
No, I'm talking of YPP in Delta State, Ofehe. That's his son name. I think the other name I can't remember. He's based in Amsterdam, and he's a Warri boy based in Amsterdam. And the way you talk, as you were talking, I was looking at you. I was listening to you and I was seeing what the faith was. Everything you said is what he told me can liberate this state. If I have the collective mandate of Deltans, I would impose that young man on the saddle of governance in Delta State because he came with an economic template, like you have just mentioned, devoid of dependence on oil, a template that would help regenerative revenue system that would protect the integrity, the financial base of Delta State. But you see, even during the governorship debate, one of the governorship aspirants said, you are my younger brother, don't come, you work under me. I watched everything, I laughed. But amongst the people that came for the debate, our governor did not come. It was the soundest, was the most elaborate. Ogboru was there. Ogboru was present. I told you, you're my brother. We'll work together. Ogboru was there. Ofe is name. I'm trying to remember the first name. I had an interview with him at Eloma's hotel. After I left the studio, went and we set a stage like this. So he told me everything you are saying, everything. And as you were talking, I was feeling pains in my heart because our style of governance here is over dependence on the center. I remember in secondary school, Greek, went from JS1 to SS3 in Federal Government College Minademe. We had farms. When you're doing Greek, you have farm. The school had farm. We had a piggery. We had piggery. We had fishery in a secondary school then. I don't know what now. So the Minister of Agri.
God will bless you. If under the secondary school can have those, what happened to Uniben?
Wait, I want to burst your bubble the more. Now go to the School of Agriculture that has transformed, that translated to become Denis Osadebe University here in Asaba. It was formerly School of Agriculture, Delta State University, and I went there. Piggery, they had only about 10 pigs, and 2 were pregnant. I say, is this the piggery of a School of Agriculture? I laughed. It was laughable. I went to the poultry. The state of the poultry is such that even the birds, they were crying, said, is this where they are housing us? The poultry is so bad that the birds would not survive it. The habitation is so poor. The field, no organization. I now asked questions. They say, even this poultry, say, now individuals can rent them. They rear. And the poultry is dilapidated, or is dilapidated. Saying that the School of Agriculture or the Faculty of Agriculture of a state university then they don't have a fishery, they don't have a piggery, they don't have a poultry. A School of Agriculture even have a ranch where they can rear cattle and sell.
It's a must. It's not a question of they should. It's a must.
A must. They should have a ranch.
It's a must. A must. Otherwise, they should close them down.
They should close. Now, the Minister of Agriculture, when I asked the former commissioner, he said their duty, said they are more of a supervisory ministry over farmers and all that. That they can rent tractors out to farmers. And what stops you? All these acres of land between Asaba and Ogwashi, between Asaba and Agbo, between Asaba and Ebu Ila. What stops the government? Look,
from cultivating the land.
Cultivating the lands and crash prices. Look, when there is competition, we don't need to depend.
In fact,
we don't need to wait.
Engineer, during the COVID, this your president is, I remember when the Nigeria was in difficulties, the vice president said that they stopped people from selling things to Niger, sell Nigerian food to Niger. So that other people that went to farm that they cannot sell, that they call them sabotage. I was laughing. Meaning there is a market for food within the African country. If you produce food, there's a market. So how can Delta State not be making money? What I don't understand is how can the state not be making money when if you farm now, you have where to sell it. Not only Nigeria. So and now you cannot make money. Oh yeah, that we are. No, man. Oh no, we don't have.
Daddy Chris, don't cry. Daddy Chris. If you cry there, we'll cry here. Don't cry.
We need to cry. We need to cry for help.
Yes, no, because
we have to cry. We'll cry for help. Yes,
let's understand something. No, it's not about crying for help. Where would the help come from? Daddy Chris, a bucket of tomatoes that we used to buy for like 1,500, 2,000, it's now 7,000, 8,000. Now, if we had these farms in Delta State around the riverine areas of Delta North here, they can grow tomatoes. Instead of waiting for Niger Republic to transport tomatoes from Niger to the north and come here, we can grow onions.
Tomatoes.
We can export it to them.
My brother, only a glass house. Let me tell you this. Let me shock you. I have only worked one time in my life. And when I went to Belgium for the first time, I worked in a tomato farm for 3 months. The 3 months was when we planted and we started harvesting. 3 months. If they tell you the level of tomatoes, do you know how much you can get from only exporting tomatoes? And what does it take to produce tomatoes?
Nothing.
What does it take? Nothing.
Nothing much.
And now look at us. If you, oh no. I said we are suffering not because of even corruption. I say it on this show. We don't have enough thieves. They can continue to thief. I don't care. You know what the problem is?
Yes, we don't have enough thieves.
We don't understand that we need to work and be productive. Today is Workers' Day. The Nigerian government refused to be a worker. That's what I'm saying. You see, the summary of what I've been doing is we have defined workers, except the ordinary people is what you see as workers. The Nigerian government is not a worker because they are not productive. Exactly. Tell me what the Nigerian government is doing.
Look at the Ministry of Transport, for example.
That contributes something to the economy. Nigerian government contributes nothing to the Nigerian the Oborewari government has not made a penny. Oborewo cannot say this is the money I have made from what I planted in Delta State since he became governor. That's why they are desperate now to go across carpet.
Now let's look at Ministry of. I want to give you two ministries that can generate revenue. For example, let's look at the Ministry of Transport. Marine transportation. If the government annexes marine transportation across the riverine areas leading to the Atlantic Ocean and all that, manage the marine transportation system from the jetties of Ubokoda to Warri to Saple to Big Warri, going down to Anambra State, a lot where we reduce pressure on our roads. Marine transportation, all they are concerned about is just coming to see people that are not wearing seat belts, people that are driving one way.
Exactly.
Even land transportation. Yeah. Yes, the land transportation system has been killed. Where are all the cars that would run and bought in this first regime? All the Toyota Corollas and buses. Black management. Yes. They were thieves. Now let me come to tourism. Do you know Rwanda? They had a war in the early 90s, a civil war that took close to 1 million Hutsis and Tutsis. A lot of people expected that the nation of Rwanda was going to capitulate. But as I speak with you, Rwanda is one of the highest tourist destination in Africa right now because of good governance. Now, what could let me bring it home. What can Delta State have done with tourism? A lot of historians globally would want to know the source of the Ethiopia River leading to the Atlantic Ocean. If we have tourism, we take tourism serious and put it on the Delta State website all over the world. People will come to Umuaja after Umutu, where the river Ethiopia emanates from, to come and see the source of a river coming from a tree. People will go to Abraka.
Oh my God! You see, the Delta State government don't even have this record. They don't have it. Oh, God will bless you. Please break it down. Break it down for us. Break it down, sir. Break it down. I'm excited.
Let me tell you, the most beautiful concentration of natural water of all the rivers in the world, the river Ethiopia, leading into the source, from the source to Abraka and Obiaruku, have the cleanest source of fresh water in the world, where you can stand and you are seeing the water and you can see the beauty.
Then you are talking about my village. River Ethiopia. I'm from Ogara. River Ethiopia, nine cross also. So we are talking about my own river.
Now let me tell you something.
Let pass Ogara.
You know why they think they pay me? And let me tell you something. The government can make that place if private investors like the Makati Beach. There's another. I was shocked. I went to Obiaruku. There's another beach so beautiful with a hotel by the beach side, and you rent boats. You want to be. Government can manage those places and have their own resorts there that tourists will be attracted. Besides private individuals are investing, the government can invest beyond that level, and you can see underwater. You can look people underwater diving. So many things that can happen because of that situation. Now we're looking at all that. A lot of people have not seen rubber. A lot of people have not seen rubber. Tourists can be attracted to come and see the roots, the generation of our rubber that they use abroad is generated here in Delta State. Our rubber is manufactured or transformed from the tree, from the leaves to the tree. How it is, how do they call it again? I don't forget the English. Whatever. The trees are scattered all over here. When I was growing up, my grandfather used to own rubber plantations. We call it the Uronigbe rubber plantation. All those trees have been cut off. We used to roll rubber seed when we were small. When we go to the village, rubber seed. I don't know if you rubber seed because there was so much rubber available. And about in the early 90s, where the last time I saw adults, before everybody started putting in politics, adults were still tapping rubber. Yes, tapping rubber. Yes, a lot of people are tapping rubber. Let me still tell you something, that Chris. We're talking of. Look, have you thought of that palm wine can be exported from Delta State? Palm wine. Palm wine.
Oh God.
Palm wine.
Don't go there. Don't go there. I will be angry. If you go to palm wine, I'll be angry.
Palm wine can be exported from our state here.
Oh,
that aside, we have a lot of palm fronds. Palm fronds. What stops us from exporting palm oil from Delta State?
No, engineer.
These are
engineer, pause there. Engineer, pause, please. Let's talk about palm wine. Let's stop there first. Let's bring Mary back. Let's talk about palm wine. You know, the palm wine, meaning we have a gogoro. Let's use the word gogoro. If Oyibo bring them, it will come be refined. They don't put chemical. We go buy them expensive.
We'll rush the buyer.
The original palm wine, the original drink which we make ourselves, is not good enough for Nigerians. And you know, we can just mix the palm wine with some flavor which we have everywhere, and it becomes another kind of drinks. Now we can produce rum, we can produce everything. Everything is in the land, but we have people sitting in Asaba, and they say they are governors, they are commissioners,
sharing money.
In fact, like you rightly said, maybe it's time for us to shake away all this set of people they call themselves leaders. They know they are not qualified to lead the state. They are not, and it's not their fault. It's not, and the reorientation of the Nigerian state is not going to start because of corruption. Let us forget the language. Corruption is not my problem. The amount of money they are stealing is not my problem. My problem is the lack of productivity is my problem. Do you know I have a local government chairman now? That one doesn't even know what it means. He doesn't know what it means to be a local government chairman. You think money comes from Asaba? You don't share. Now, all they do in the money is, anywhere body want to go, I go. You know, they are not coming out with poster. The Facebook is annoying. Facebook was made for people to be productive. It's not a place where they showcase their rubbish of their political, and it's a cheap one at that. Because it is been a culture in us that there's money going to come from Abuja that we're going to use. Bad news for you guys. If I become the governor of Delta State, if I become an advisor to the governor, because the money will be used to invest. You see, the money coming from oil now, we're not going to get it better. We use this money to invest. Not to share, not to construct road.
They won't allow someone like you. They will not allow someone like you, not at all. They don't allow technocrats, people that have positive ideologies, to even be advisors. They want people that know how to share. If you know how to share, slice, cut, and share, those are the kind of people. They don't like people like you that have ideology, that have practicality.
The question I asked today, engineer, the question I asked, where is Evelyn? Come on, I'm going to bring Evelyn, make her see Evelyn.
I'm paid because we've been talking about the employed and their wages. We've not gone deep to talk about the unemployed. Those people that have been going around with their certificates, they've been going around looking for jobs. They don't. How do you think they'll feel today of all day that they are celebrating Workers' Day? So I'm paying for those people because I have a lot of friends who are still at home, who have been at home for years after graduating from the university, and they are still crying to get a job. So I'm not happy, Daddy. I'm not happy. I've been quiet because I'm.
See, Evelyn, the question is, see, what you see that Nigerian government is so blessed. You know, when I come here and I said, Mary was angry the other time when I said, no, that the children is a blessing. I don't care who give birth to them because I'm going to take them, they are my own. Not be who go to bed, wife, who go to bed with somebody, give person belle, be papa. The child belongs to the Nigerian state. That's how it operates in the UK.
Not in Nigeria.
When you born for UK here, the government will take up that child. They will send the day you born, for the first 3 months, the government will send in the nurses to come and make sure the child is cared for. And if you go to prison with speed, if the child does not go to school, you know what? They are building the future. Because that child is the future. If he doesn't go to school, it becomes a problem. And that is why they now know that when you have this set of intellectuals, you are bound to be productive, because now you need people to work in the agri sector, they are there. You need people to work in entertainment, they are there. You need people to play in sport, they are there. So everybody is useful. The Nigerian child that went to school is useful. That the government could not use it, they cannot use them, it's not the fault of the Nigerian population. So maybe we should not be asking, you see, until government start to make money, I use it again, I repeat, until government start to make money, this trouble remains. Until we stop waiting for oil money, which is not enough. I use the word, it's not enough. You look at the body, what do you think is a wicked man? It's not. He's a poor man. Compared to the load in front of him, he's a very poor man. I'm not talking, what is riches? When your money is not enough for you to take care of your family, you are poor. It's not how much you earn. Obodo will have a population he cannot take care of. So he's technically a poor governor. And this is why we now say to Obodo, now let us sit down first and talk how we bring you out of poverty. Because if you are poor, we are poor. Your collective destiny, our collective destiny is what you are playing with. Mary, I can't do it alone. And I want to make it clear on this show. You cannot do it. That's why government replaces God replaced himself with somebody called the government. Let me repeat that. God replaced himself with somebody called government. Government. God cannot come down to do these things we are talking about today. He replaced himself with a name called government. We are suffering because the government, not because they are stealing. That's not what I'm saying. Because they are not working. God said, take the land. I not say every time I look at the Bible, I don't know what people read in the Bible. God never gave us any commandment. That commandment was for the Moses to live in harmony. That shall not sleep with your brother's wife. Wait till concern God for that one. What God was, only instruction God gave to man was in the Bible. He gave it to Adam. Teach the land. That's the only instruction. And the people to teach the land today is the government. All of us will work with the government to teach our land. And it's a very simple thing, Mary. Until government wake up to that responsibility, and maybe we should stop to say they are thieves, because they are not even thieves. A good thief would steal well. And Mary, who is going to steal somebody that belongs to him? Wait, people say, oh, you be good man, we trust you, come and lead us. You they thief the money again. The money where they give you, the money where they give to you, now your own. Why are you stealing it?
The system is corrupt. They just feel like if I don't steal, the other person will still come and steal.
No, maybe it's here. You don't get brain. The money, your people say you are the best among us. Come and lead us. Why are you stealing the money again? Because the thing is yours. A king, wait a minute. I can even understand politicians. A king that will be there in an office forever before he dies, is still a team money. The money is your own. If the land grows, it's your own. Like I said, Mary, let me say this. I'm going to be saying this now. I said to my king, my grandfather had what we call a bank. Mary, my grandfather, when I was growing up, that is the productivity of the Nigerian people. Let's get this. My grandfather had a bank. Let me tell you, the bank my father had? In those days, every Saturday, they would go and sell their gari. They'll come and drop 3 naira. They call it the Osusu. That was our bank. The bank, if you need money to pay your share school fees, you go there, they will give you. You pay a little interest back. At the end of the year, they will share the money. You that have been putting your money, you will get interest. That was what my father could do in his community level. What is Governor of Delta State doing? Other than Okowa stealing the money to have his own bank. You see the kind of thing we're talking about. What is wrong if we have Delta Bank? Delta Bank. Do you know how much the banks are making today? Nigerian banks, do you know how much they're making? I'm happy engineer was angry the other day. We were praising some people. He said he doesn't have respect for them because they're thieves. The bankers in Nigeria are raping us. You cannot even get a single loan, a simple loan, 20-something%. Robbery. But what can the government do if they're not part of it? So the government could not even go as low as doing what my grandfather could do. To provide access to finance for his people. Maybe if you have an idea, you want to open a TV station, where do you go? Nowhere. You go to your poor family. If they don't have, so everybody die. The system is not going to work.
The government are supposed to run to they don't care. So that's the truth.
It's not even a parent that doesn't have money seems not to care. They be akpa, granite, fool. When you be fool, you don't get sense. Because if these people are not, they're not. It's not about care. They don't have the mental capability, or they don't have the orientation to even rule a local government. Their president. And I said it. Today I said one word, and I want them to take it away. What you see is this. God could not replace himself. Mr. Pastor, go and preach this on Sunday. God could not replace himself. He doesn't stay here with us. He replaced himself with somebody called the government. In those days, in the UK, the government of UK will not do anything without the head of the church. That's why when human beings were thinking of how to have law that will govern us, the church introduced equity. You don't only talk of law. Law is too harsh. It's too barbaric. It's too one-sided. It's too blind. It will kill everybody. Add equity to it. Society move forward. That is how government work with the God. So if you don't want to argue that the government is not part of the structure of God, government and God, they work together. That's why the head of the church here in England is the king. Because the law on its own will be too harsh. You need equity. And that is how to tell you that God has deposited himself in us in the form of our government. If we're going to come out of difficulties, it's going to be the government. Like, you don't need me to remind you in the Bible. When the children of Israel were in difficulties, they were looking for who? A leader. That leader is God in the human skin. We need to have it in Nigeria today. So calling them thieves is you are praising them. Somebody who doesn't know what he's doing, how can he help you? We're fighting people in fact, like I said, I will not be blaming my local government chairman. He does not know. If I blame him, I'm not being fair to him. Does he know what he's doing? I come on the show now and I am very clear and I'm not guessing. And I picked this online just now. I didn't pick it from nowhere, from online. So if you Google, you get what I'm saying. This is what, in addition to export, the total income from higher education providers is 44. In Nigeria, we're looking for money. Now, UK government generates 1.1 trillion pounds. And pounds, so if you multiply it, it's how many? I don't know. You cannot have a figure for it in Naira. Because 1.1 trillion pounds, I don't know there's a language for it in Naira. Because one I don't know, there's no word for it. Only from taxation. How much is our annual budget? Our annual budget is about 40-something. Not even reach this education money alone. The Nigerian annual budget is not up to 44 billion pounds. Our annual budget, because 44 billion pounds will be about how many trillion of naira? About 80-something trillion naira. Only education sector, higher education is making it for in England. So no matter what you say, no matter what I do, you guys can never be able to appreciate when I say government is government is the solution, but not that they are stealing. That's not the solution. That's not why we're blaming them. So if we can direct our anger in the right way, maybe they can then listen. we'll be telling them, we know you are not wicked. Because I don't think Tinubu know what to do and he's not doing it. Let's be clear. Select your leaders. Make sure they know what they're doing. My father said, it's better to burn thief than to burn fool. Not true.
That to burn Akpa.
I think they know what they are doing. It's just selfishness, greed. They know what they should do.
That again, do you realize?
Yes.
Do you realize the grave of Mongo Park is here in Asaba? If a lot of Europeans, yes, if the grave of Mongo Park, his grave is here in Asaba, at the bank of the River Niger. Oh. If Europeans know, or we project the Ministry of Tourism, advertise on Delta State website.
Yes.
That, Mongo Park, that the people we are read about in history, see where they bury them, people will come.
They will.
The relics of slave trade, slave trade. We have it in around that security Cocoa area or that axis. We have relics of slave trade there. And a funny thing that I find so painful is the fact that we no longer have history in our curriculum. So this generation might not know the Nigeria that we know today. There are so many tourist attractions that can help the government generate revenue in that area.
I'm just hearing that Mongo Park is buried there. Imagine that's a
Mongo Park's grave. See, that Chris, Mongo Park's grave is like 10 minutes trekking from here, the studio where we are right now. 10 minutes trekking. We're not driving. 10 minutes trekking. We'll get to Mongo Park's anchorage and you see this grave where they buried Mongo Park.
Engineer, let me surprise you. Engineer, let me tell you this.
Yes.
The British Museum, I'm talking now. Fact, the British Museum here in London, where I live, I've done documentaries on it. The African section have only 2,500 artifacts. 2,000 is from Benin City, from Edo people. The Benin. And if you see the number of people trooping into the museum on a daily basis to go and watch what they took from Benin, they actually that time they took about Veramin, they stole all those things, looted the palace, everything is here. So if imagine what people will come and see of the Nigerian heritage if we explore our tourism potential. Mongo Park buried in Asaba there, and no tourist is coming. In fact, it's too bad.
No tourist is coming. The place in the river.
But you said just now. Imagine we now see where river and the sea meet. Big news. People will go and take picture and put on Facebook. Oh my God, what an opportunity! What kind of people
every 31st of December, there's what we call the Bomadi Carnival. The Bomadi Carnival. It's more like whatever carnivals you have there in the UK. Those are tourist attractions that will attract people. You come and see culture. You see best of seafood.
You know,
Bomadi Carnival every 30.
Mary, engineer, I'm going to cut you there. The Notting Hill Carnival is an empty carnival. Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
The Notting Hill Carnival that is carrying the whole world have no history,
Nothing
no basis. It's people dressing and showcasing all the rubbish. There's no root to it. African Carnival have a root, have a story, have a natural element to it. Yeah, during the Notting Hill Carnival, you dress any costume.
Yes, but even the Witches and Wizards Carnival in London, the same thing.
It's just the Calabar Carnival we have.
That one is even if you go to Mary. Calabar Carnival is still empty. They are copying the Igbo Carnival. I'm talking of a carnival engineer just mentioned. The one that have a root, that can have fish, that can have it. Hey.
We see different seafoods, you see there will be competition for the biggest fish. You see, man, I wept when I went there. I said, look at what on it it's an annual festival every 31st. All the jaws of all extraction, they come there. You have, because of kidnapping now, we don't have whites there again. This is something that can end if the Ministry of Tourism can improve on publicity and preparation.
They first have
It
to
will
make
be wonderful.
the place livable. They have to make the place livable. Do you know how much? If I tell you, let me go online. And somebody can Google now.
Yeah.
How much does the UK earn from tourism in a year? Have you wait a minute? Have you heard the word London Bridge? When I first hear of London Bridge, I think say now the biggest bridge in the world. I bet I'll go take the picture for now tomorrow. Have you heard of Stafford Bridge? Stafford Bridge, it be like canoe where canoe they pass. That Stafford Bridge where the Chelsea, it's not a bridge. Now one kind toy thing, then they put bridge up, then they cross. Mary, now you know the one, it be like Paco Bridge when they would use. Only they put they do away. It's not a big bridge.
Ogara Bridge belong past Amabi.
100 times. Not big bridge. Oh, when they talk Ogara Bridge, not big bridge. When they talk. But they give it a big name, Stafford Bridge. So if you come to England, you go to where? You go to Stafford Bridge. London Bridge. Go out, Mary. I won't end the show without this. How much does the UK earn from tourism yearly? I will do it now. I'm googling. So it's not me. It's not me that is doing it. So people watching us can do what I'm doing. So do it now. You will see. You see, now it is here already. 239 trillion. The UK earn. What is this? Let me share this for you.
In 2039 what?
Billion. In pounds.
Trillion.
In pounds. If you put that in naira, you will be shouting. You'll be confused.
Zillion.
Zillion. Yeah, I don't even know how to call the zillion. Mary, the UK earn approximately. This is not me. The UK earned approximately 239 billion from travel and tourism in 2023, contributing 9.7 to the economy. Hey, you say you get government. Now blame them, beat them. They don't know what they're doing. If you cut their throat, they don't know what they're doing. Now, this is I bet Mary, who know arithmetic, make it calculate 239. Multiply it by 2,000 today. It's more than 2,000, 2,150 this morning. And tell me the result. Interpret that one in naira.
The calculator will break.
Calculator go break. I don't think calculator when you get what you go ask AI go say, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
You say don't know.
Yes. The calculator will not be able to interpret this. You see where we are, Mary? Only tourism.
There are people that
is rubbish.
That increase. There are people that would love to come and see, for example, tourists that would love to, because history. King Jaja of Opobo, there was a king that left Warri. People that want to come and see the palace of the Olu of Warri because they've heard about it all over the world. When the tourists want to come and see the palace of the Olu of Warri, your traditional rulers, they want to visit the
Oba of Benin. The Oba of Benin, the bronze, which they are coming to see in UK today in the British Museum. Let me tell you one story that will surprise you. When we wanted to do First Tax 77, the Nigerian government asked the British to give us that code of Nigerian arm, that face of that thing. They said they don't have it. That they were charging us some 2 billion, some amount of money. It was then the Benin people said, are we not the one that made that one? We can make another one now. The one we're using in Nigeria now will then remake. And let's tell you the crafty, oh God. And you say these people, they are not useful. They cannot work. The same thing you have at home is what people are keeping to come and see in London today at the British Museum. Go there now. If I put camera there, you'll be confused. Tourists from around the world coming to see what you have in as artifacts in British Museum. With all our history, man. The question is, put Oboriwori down, ask a question. Whether what we talk here today makes sense for them. Maybe we'll speak pidgin. Let's go on a break, people. When we come back, so that we're not going to cost people today, they will say we don't start. Fella say, I never come again. I see they very, very far. Wait till they reach where they go. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is the African Renaissance Television. And we are talking about how we can rise and shine in Nigeria. Stay with us.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
Welcome back, people. We're talking about how we can be better people and how we can be a prosperous Nigeria. A prosperous Nigeria will affect the lives of the workers of the Nigerian people. This seems to be an illusion right now. Most of the things we talk about on this show today looks like an illusion, but they are really very, very doable. I don't see the magic and why it is a dream for the Nigerian university to make money. Maybe, I want to tell you, let's go back to Uni Abuja. The land, and the amount of things Uni Abuja alone can do. Imagine, Mary, if Uni Abuja, forget now say they are going to make money from school fees. Uni Abuja alone could actually have a farm. They could have some factories. They could be generating like electricity. Uni Abuja, but the story is completely different. And we're going to say that the government is wicked. No. To call them wicked will be an insult to wicked people. They are daft. Although, because a wise man, any reasonable person will think of how do I use the human resources that God has given to me to harness the natural resources. Engineer blow my mind today. Engineer only talk about the tourism potentials. Not be rocket scientists go do that one. Kenya is making more money than Nigeria. Only waiting China they show them. Now animals when they run for bush. They call it safari. Go and see the number of people trooping to Kenya to go and see animals. Just to go and see animals, Omeri. Or you never see some animal for real life. Now television they see. I don't know. I mean, like I don't understand. They never see television. Welcome back, Asaba. They've not seen animals. Now, other than dog, and they don't touch the dog. Dog now. My next door neighbor here, Mary, you know what they do? They have a daycare home. It's a daycare for dogs. Do you understand? The way they go school, you go drop your children for daycare. When they are going to work, they come and drop their dog in the daycare. When they close, they come and take the dog home.
We can't do that kind of thing in Nigeria. We have other person.
They don't mind them. They don't get wahala. I say when they use this whole space for daycare for dogs. They're my neighbor. I'm not talking of far. They're my neighbor here.
So can the dog leave the house when they are not around? In Nigeria, if you are going out, you can leave your dog in your compound and you go.
You go leave my man go. When you come back, you go rock up. But this is what we are. This is what, so maybe we are so blessed. What the culture difference?
Our compounds are fixed. Guarantee so in any enclosure.
Ubaka, welcome, Shibubaka. I think engineer.
Thank you so very much, sir. Happy Workers' Day. I am happy to hear that the society you are has gone beyond from human rights. They now have rights even for animals. Don't change your dog as your golden cow. Yes. we are still struggling in this climb with a human rights, how to respect the rights of the individual. We do hope that in our lifetime we'll get to where we'll begin to understand
that there's need to respect the dogs. Yeah, maybe time will come when we begin to understand the reason to respect dogs. Like I said, if I have most of the things I say, and if I come back now, maybe you see them, they'll be walking the dog. If I would, I'll film it one day, Mary.
Because they think that is meat that is wasting. So that's the different climes and the different societies. Yes, the typical Calabar Akwa Ibom person, like Marvelous here in the studio,
yes.
Seeing every dog, he sees meat. And he's thinking of what to do with the meat of the dog. You understand? But we know that your parks there have squirrels where that they jump about, and nobody is permitted to kill them because they are part of the flora and fauna of the society. That's a society that has evolved to a particular level. We are not yet there, but we will get there someday.
Amen. Amen. Let's start the journey now. That's the thing. We need to start a journey for the emancipation of the African people, and it can start in Delta State. And I want to say this: what we say today is it's really not rocket science. I don't see it as rocket science but at least you guys will agree with me that your university are like villages. Look at the landscape, the land. If you come to University of London, come and look at the small place they occupy in London there. If you go to, in fact, just if you come to one of the biggest one here, which is the Middlesex, is the best one I can, because I'm very close to them. If they tell you the small place they occupy, they call you Middlesex University, you'll be confused. But if they tell you the amount of money they generate and how much, then you will leave your land that is so large, so big, and you come and study with them. Something is wrong. Like I said again, you hear engineers talk about tourism. Have you heard of London Bridge? What image do you have? What is the size of London Bridge, you think? London Bridge is not more than 2 meters. Okay, if it's there, well, maybe 4 meters in length. Meters, 400 meters by 4. It's no more. What is in that bridge? But everybody's coming to London Bridge. You come to London, everybody say, hey, Daddy Chris, my children were telling me, I want to see London Bridge, the one in Nigeria. I say, what do you call the London Bridge? The one I will say to you people, when I quote me, where Chelsea is, those of you that support Chelsea, they say Stamford Bridge. In fact, my village bridge is big person. And I will be taking pictures of this. Go online and say, where is Stamford Bridge? Google it. Because if they are proud, let them put it there. Let's see the Stamford Bridge. So you could not give your dog a good name. So nobody cares. Whereas where the ingredient, and come to Carnival now, engineer, you started this. Notting Hill is coming. Even Lagos State will be represented in Notting Hill. They are now represented in Notting Hill. Whereas the Carnival in Calabar don't have representative of Lagos. It's not good enough. And the Carnival engineer talked to us today that it's rich. How about having a Nigerian Carnival? Where the true Nigerian culture, every tribe, Nigeria is the biggest country that have the biggest number of nations. We are a nation of nations. When I say nations, God recognized a tribe as a nation. Not the one, Nigeria is an artificial nation. But if you speak a language, your language qualifies you in the presence of God as a nation. So imagine, and all these nations are blessed with different culture, different food, different lifestyle. Imagine we showcasing them. About 1 week for the world to come and see. The world will descend there to come and celebrate with us. In that case, we are actually contributing to the world. Nigeria is just changing the world as it is. It needs to stop. And today, as we celebrate the Workers' Day, let our government become workers, like every one of us. A worker is somebody that produces something or that contributes to the production of a thing. That's the definition of a worker. So Nigerian government should join the line of producers, become workers, and the country will automatically change. Like we said it again and again. Will it be out of place if Delta State, that will not be dirty job if you open a bank for Delta State? They said that don't you the time, now Delta State can't get bank. That will not be your problem. Now your time, now you cross carpet from APC, from PDP, APC. That is the only thing. That's your legacy. Not that during my time, I created a bank. So the bank is still there. Odwa, during your time, you created an airline that is still making money. Hey, will it be bad? My people. Where's our focus? What are we asking? Is it a place where in ordinary Nigeria still work for 70,000? That is the legacy. That is our time today. And children that will come and that watch our program today, hopefully we know the meaning of 70,000 naira. 70,000 naira is less than 30 pounds. And please help me define slavery. Define slavery. Please define it. I said it again and again. When the white people came, the only time we call it slave, that they took us as slaves is because they were not paying us. They were still paying us because they were giving us food. Now they asked to be slave now, but we are no more calling it slavery because we are now coming to work as slaves. Now there's another word for it. And this is another thing, Nigeria. I want to say this down. Write it down. When Oyibo come to us, they are coming there as experts. When we come here, we are immigrants. And when an expatriate come to your land, they will treat you as a slave. They don't do it here. I said it. No white man here have a gardener, a gate man. No punish him. In East Africa, many people they serve him as slave. He does not have it in England. Quote me. Tell me, all those fools that are there now that they are running after people serving them, how many of them have it? Do you have a worker working for you in England? Who are you? I'm talking now, compare. Those people who are in Nigeria, they call themselves experts. Living that kind of life. Ask them whether they live that kind of life here. We choose to be slaves. The Nigerian government choose to make us slaves. That narrative is. We are not slaves. In the eyes of God, we're born equal. That's what Americans said. That all human beings are born equal. Born with so many rights. Among these is our right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of life. That was how America declared independence from Britain. That language is not part of our Nigerian culture. All we see is Akpabio trying to make money, trying to give somebody a woman 500 million. That is what we see. That is the laughable thing we have in news. Let's review the news, please, so that we can get out of this. It's too miserable. Let's just take a look at the Nigerian papers, maybe. Thank God that Baka is here too, so we can take a look at that before we end this show to do justice to today. We're already 2 hours into the show, so it's already too late. But at least one paper will not do us harm. One paper, please, under the supervision of Baka. Baka, you will take over.
Mary.
Okay, the Punch.
Okay. Yes, Mary, let's look at the Punch together. Take the lead story there.
Okay, the big story. We have a May Day push. Labour demands wage review to ease cost of living crisis.
I think I have the wrong papers, eh?
Yeah. Yes. A number of the papers incidentally have this as their lead story, and that's not surprising. Today is May Day, and they are trying to reflect how unrealistic, just like has been the focus of today's discussion on this live broadcast, how 70,000 naira as a minimum wage has become most unrealistic. Somebody will say has become slavish in the light of the cost of living crisis that Nigerians are going through. So today is Workers' Day.
Ubaka is very good at what he does. It's going to put that in perspective, and it's I don't use the word now. 70,000 naira, maybe 70,000 naira. I'm not guessing. No, as at exactly 70,000 naira now, maybe. If I divide it by 2,000 and 150, what you get is about 30,000 pounds. And if that is the case, we are still slaves, because you can't even go to a job for half day. I won't get workers for half day. Maybe for half day for 50 pounds in England. It's not allowed. Half day. There are some people, there are some, because of the war now, they come to England, they come from Romania, from Syria, all of them. So you can go and pick them in the day illegally to do a job for you. They won't even follow you if you don't pay them 120. Sometimes we want to do some things on our own. We hide, we go and pick them to come and help us. Maybe minimum worker for a day here will ask 120 by the side of the road. So what is going on in Nigeria is unacceptable. We need to undo it. And we can do it. Nobody can do this for us. And it takes the understanding of the government. And let's not, as today, it's a day I will not fight the government. But maybe we need to have the kind of leaders that understand what we're talking about, to lead us to the promised land. I said it again, Mary. I'm going to put it on record. God, see, God, oh God, it be like Papa, me now, Mary. I don't say I don't go stay this world forever. What did I do? I try to have children. So children will represent me. God has replaced himself with people called the government. The job the government is doing now is the job of God. They are empowered by God to do what they do. And now, where your nation get to, depends on what God is doing in your land. And what God is doing in your land is what the government of the land is doing. That's why some land keep growing, because the government is doing well. And people say the government are early people. In fact, the stupid pastors are the one misleading us. The government are the true representative of God on earth. Maybe if you don't say government is not important, the way they born you, government, now they give you birth certificate. The passport you carry, now government get them. The air you breathe, now government get them. In fact, they regulate everything. The day you marry, if they say you don't go marry today, you don't go marry. Government is in fact, next to God is government. The God we don't see. The person that is really more important in our life is the government. Sometimes I say, make we leave God alone. Make we talk to the government. Because God couldn't have given himself to us in the name of government, and we are still disturbing him. When we asking God for something, so I'm going to ask him now. Maybe there are so many times when I talk to them in Abuja, they say, I said, but ask Mary now. Mary is there now. Why should they be calling me? Why will I have you there and I'll still be calling me? Everybody walking under you be calling me. So these are the things we're talking. So God is no more going to come and do this for us. The government will come and do it for us. The role of government cannot be overemphasized. Nigerians need to understand that. So we can respect them, we can empower them, and also make demands from them. Let's end the show there today, Mary. We've tried. Today is Happy Workers' Day. Let me say it back to you. Happy Workers' Day, Mary. And I hope you have a great day. What the challenges of the world is much, but we're doing all we can to make Nigeria great. Thank you very much for joining me, daughter. And we will do this again tomorrow. And for those of you who are just joining us, today is Happy Workers' Day. We say to the rest of the world, Happy Workers' Day. We hope you have a beautiful day, a wonderful day. And as you thinking, as you appreciating as your day, let us use the point to call on our government to be workers, meaning they should be doing what we are doing. They cannot just sit down. UK government is working. They are making money. A person that works will make money. Government of Nigeria are not making enough money. And that's why we are where we are. It's not necessarily that they steal the money alone. They are not making enough money. Let me say the real word. The little one they have is what they're stealing. It's not enough. Because they are comfortable now. They don't care. But the truth is they are not making half of what they should be making. Not even 1/10. Or not even 1/1,000 of what Nigerian government should be making. They are not making it. Because we're sitting down and waiting for oil. I hope that narrative changes in my time. That's what I pray for. Thank you very much for joining us. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
SR TV. Innovative content.